So it's March 9th, 2023. I just got home from work today, and Khaleesi has taken to getting up on the couch when I'm here and putting her head under my arm and in front of me and just making sure that I remember she's alive in case I forgot, and I remember she needs to be petted in case I forgot. She's she needs her loving is what she needs. But that's not what the point of this video was. And when I first sat down to start this video, she wasn't here a second ago, and now she is, and now she's going to bite me. But that's good. It's nice to have parts of my life that are happy and bubbly, and she doesn't care what kind of a day I had, or how my job's going, or how my transition's working. Like, none of that matters to her. All that matters to her is she getting the attention she needs? So I'm very glad that I have her. And, it kind of seemed to me a while ago that I kind of had to choose between her or a guy that hardly ever came around, and when he didn't really seem to care what I had to say. And, I don't know, he kicked my dog. So it's like, yeah. The downside to all that, though, is that then I don't have anybody, any human. I have Khaleesi. And I'm very sad about that these days, because I kind of thought by now I would have found somebody, or even a couple of somebodies maybe, who liked me and wanted me around and would at least enjoy what I am becoming or who I am. But so far I'm still pretty lonely. Found out my wife is moving on with another person, potentially, but I'm very happy for her, and I'm very happy for that, because she is a very good person, and she deserves lots of happiness in her life, and I hope she finds it. And she told me this other person would be jealous if they knew I was still talking to her. I'm like, well, that's good. One of her major complaints about me throughout our 20 years together is that I was never jealous, because I was never jealous. Wasn't that I didn't love her. I still love her now. I'm not jealous. I guess that's a character flaw of mine. But I don't usually get jealous. I mean, I don't like to be left out or anything, but considering what she's doing with her life now, I don't need to be included. It's great to go and have a good life and be happy. That's what I want for her. But my dysphoria is kind of getting bad, and it gets worse when I have public incidents with people. Like yesterday, I ordered a pizza, and on my way home from work, and I went to go pick it up, and I went to use the bathroom, and I got in a very, it wasn't heated, but it was very direct argument with the owner of the pizza place. And he did not like that I was using the women's bathroom, and I'm like, well, I am a woman, so you're just gonna have to get over it. He's like, I don't want to argue with you. I'm like, well, then stop arguing with me. And I went pee, and then I paid for my pizza, and he just thought it was the funniest thing that I thought I was a woman. And I'm like, I don't think I'm a woman. I am one. Now, in his defense, I was wearing a plaid shirt and jeans, and my 5 o'clock shadow had come back, so I kind of looked like a dude. And that just emphasizes to me how far I still have to go, and I might never get there, and that makes me sad and angry. because I started so late. Um, Today was my 5th laser session, consecutive laser session. I've been for more than 5, but lots of times I would end up having to wait 2 or 3 months in between because I couldn't reschedule, and my workplace kept messing with my scheduling, so I couldn't set it up properly. And if I get even a little bit of sunshine on my face, it changes my skin tone color, and then the machinery won't work properly, so then they can't do it. I'm really scared about the upcoming summer months, spring months, because my face is still nowhere near done. I have a little patch on my chin, a little patch on my cheek, and there's maybe another little patch over here somewhere. And that's after, well, that was after 4 sessions. So like in a couple weeks, because it takes time for it to work, hopefully there will be bigger patches of skin that'll show up. Because sometimes I have to go outside and work and I don't think about it, and I try to wear sunblock all the time, but you only gotta forget once. The other day I was walking the dog at the dog park and the sun came out. It was nice and bright and sunny, and suddenly I realized I wasn't wearing any sunblock and I wasn't wearing any makeup. So there was nothing protecting my face from those rays that were coming down. I'm like, oh, like that'll derail the whole thing. So even though it was a nice day, like I booked harder quick as I could. At least he didn't like it, but I couldn't let myself get sunshine on my face. It's this is a horrible thing to have to deal with in my 40s, and I've been doing this for 4 years now, and people still don't see me, and I'm running out of things to do. Aside from the gender clinic that's in Montreal, which I was waiting for my doctor to set that up, and then she left me dangling for months, and then said, "Oh yeah, no, you have to set that up yourself. I have nothing to do with it." So those were months that I wasted that I could have been setting it up the whole effing time. Anyway, I have since contacted them, and I'm on a list somewhere. So, but that's like to talk to somebody about what it is I want, and when they can book me in and stuff. Like, oh, that'll be thousands of dollars for plane tickets and hotel stays, and this is a very expensive, intimidating process. And you know, this should have been dealt with when I was a teenager. When I was 10 years old and in the 5th grade, they marched us into a couple different little rooms. The boys in one room and the girls in another, and they told us how the birds and bees work, kind of. But they were very, very general, and they were wrong. And they left this part out. That would have been a very good time to tell me if you're a boy with girl thoughts or a girl with boy thoughts, you're transgender, and you might need different options. And here's what they are, and here's how you explore this to find out what's right for you. Because if they would have done that, I would have said, that's me. You mean I can be a girl? You mean I can wear the dress I want to wear? And I can put on the makeup I want to put on? Oh, sorry. That beep beep was my deep fryer, which I turned on so I could make some cheese poppers. And that crunch crunch you hear in the background, that's Khaleesi chewing on her bone. I've noticed some of my videos have these different sound effects in the background, and sometimes my tablet will go beep, and that'll end up in the recording. Oh well. I'm recording in my living room, not a studio, so. Anyway. All these challenges that I have, on top of being dyslexic and being ADHD, it's like, oh, why do I need extra challenges? Like, why can't I just be me now? Why did I have to wait until I was in my 40s to do this when I could have done this as a teenager and the results would have been better and I could just live my life as whatever I want? Like, I'm very angry about that. Like, do I wish that I could sue the school, the government, my parents? Yeah, I do. Because there's a lot of pain and suffering I'm going through right now that was totally unnecessary. Because this information was withheld from me when I was a kid. And there's no assistance for me right now as an adult. And this leaves me in this nowhere hellscape I'm stuck in. And how many more like me are out there? A lot. We have been abused by the system and neglected by our parents. And maybe the parents didn't mean to neglect us, but that still stuck us in this thing, whether they meant to or not. I know life isn't fair, and I know that there are a lot of places in the world where people like me would just be shot or made an example of. Places like Russia, places like Afghanistan. I know there are many South American countries where I would not be safe. But we're supposed to be better than that. We're supposed to value individual freedoms. And we should value lives. Trans lives do matter. It's International Women's Day. And I appreciate the people who have acknowledged that with me. My workplace gave me a little bag of Smarties and said it's Happy International Women's Day, which was very kind of them to do. Nobody made them do that, and I appreciated it. I wish I didn't have to tell people. I wish I could just live my life. It is so very challenging. And dysphoria is this destructive force that prompts suicidal thoughts. And it's not something to be messed with or treated lightly. No amount of antidepressants will ever prevent my dysphoria. What I need now is surgeries, plane tickets, hotel stays, things I would not have needed if we dealt with this when I was a kid. I would have taken the appropriate hormones and I would have developed as a woman, and I would be me. Now I have to go spend thousands of dollars and hours and weeks off work. How is that right? Anyway. Wish I had better things to talk about. I wish I had other things on my mind. There's so much going on in the world, and I don't mean to be selfish and just worry about me, but unfortunately you have to deal with yourself first, and I am stuck for so many reasons in so many ways, and not dealing with this as a youth is a big reason why. Anyway, Darci's Corner. This is dealing with dysphoria. Peace.